So, if we haven't met before, just to introduce myself, I'm Karen Stone, and I've been studying and practicing Tibetan medicine and the spiritual practices aligned with Tibetan medicine since 2005. If you have any questions, unless it's really pressing, if you could leave it to the end, that would be great. And any reflections that you might like to share. But if something's really urgent, then of course put something in the chat, and I will answer it to the best of my ability. The recording will go up on YouTube in the next couple of days, so you can watch it there and enjoy again. Now, as if you haven't done this with me before, as we move through the practice, I'll be asking you to look in one of the four cardinal directions. So now's a good time to work out where they are. And most of your phones will have a compass on them. If you don't know, just take a moment to work out north, south, east, and west, because you'll be turning to face as we invoke the dakinis from that direction. As we go through the practice, especially in the first part, you'll hear me say the word sponsor. That's where you insert your own name when you're saying it to yourself. But also feel free to include anyone else in this practice. You can do it for others, you can do it for yourself and others. So anyone who you would like to offer this to as well, have them with you in your heart or mentally beside you, however you like to do that. And at the part where I read sponsor, you can say your name and their name or their names. Think big. You don't have to limit yourself. The power of the Buddhas is infinite, so I don't think we need to worry about if they've got enough to spare. And at the start, I think it's always nice to set an intention before we get tangled up in my chair here, before we start. And for me, the one I always think of is gratitude that I've connected with this practice through the great blessings of my teacher, and gratitude that we have access to these amazing teachings from wherever people are around the world. And so, yeah, it's nice to just think for a minute, why am I here? What is my intention for participating in this session? So I'm not a lama. I make no illusions about that, but I will facilitate this for you tonight, and we'll hold hands and do it together. I think we will just take a minute, a few deep breaths. Let's let go of the day and whatever has happened to you today. You don't need to hang on to it longer. And if it's the start of the day for you, you can just release any anxiety or anything that's going on about the day that's ahead of you, wherever you are. A few slow, deep breaths. Trying to breathe down past your throat. Really breathing down to the diaphragm. Creating space for all this energy to enter when we bring it back. And breathing out any negatives, any anxieties, anything that happened today that you didn't enjoy. Anything you did today that you wish you hadn't. On the shoulders, relax your face, relax your belly, relax your hands if you've been driving or working at a computer all day. And just look forward to working with these beautiful dakinis tonight when we call back all our energy. Can someone give me a thumbs up? Is the sound okay? Thank you, Pranav. So we will get started. I'll begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land from which I greet you this evening. And for me, that is the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, and I honour their living connection to the land and waters of this country. And I pay my respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging. And I offer the same respect to any elder who may be present here today of any tradition. And we acknowledge with gratitude our lineage masters for this precious teaching. My own teacher, Dr. Nida Chinnatsang, and his teacher, the late Khenpo Truatsinam, who was one of the few people to have brought the Yuthok Nyingthig lineage teachings out of Tibet. So La energy, in early Tibetan cosmology, the human being is seen as a node in a web of elemental energies. And it sits very nicely in a space conjoined with Tibetan medicine and Tibetan astrology. It is the child of both of these practices. So our body is made of the same 5 elements as the outer world: space, wind, fire, water, and earth. The nature of the elements within and without means that the life force is not completely sealed inside the body. It is open to the environment. So when strong disturbances occur, the life force can scatter outward into the elemental field. The causes for this to happen can include experiencing shock or fear, grief or emotional trauma, accidents, severe or chronic illness, childbirth, invasive or strong treatments, and spirit disturbance. Tibetan medicine believes even a sudden fright can cause the la to jump out of the body. So it is the pure energy of the 5 elements, the building blocks for the body. In Tibetan medicine, it's also considered a very important energy and belongs to the triad of protective energy, vital energy, and energy that regulates the duration of life. La energy has a cyclical movement within the body, with the specific points active according to the day of the lunar calendar. So it's lunar energy. We can see here on this figure, starting here at the toe, which we would be starting today because it's a dark moon or new moon, depending on how you phrase it. And every day the energy moves around the body to a different place. So by the time you get 2 weeks later to the full moon, it's at the crown of the head, and then moving along to the next dark moon, it moves around the other side of the body. Now, this figure here is a male figure. If it was a female, we would start on the other side, because in Tibetan medicine, we believe that the heart energy is on the other side for females. And this is also the chart we use if you have the La massage, when we massage each of those points. And it's good to remember to be aware of your La energy. Excuse me. For example, if you had to have a small procedure on your hand, you would try not to have it on the day when the La energy is there, or either the day before or the day after. So you would try and either postpone the treatment to another time if you could, particularly if it was a strong or invasive treatment, because that's just even more La escaping from the body. The signs that someone has lost their La energy, they are feelings of sadness, being tired all the time, anxiety, a greyish complexion, confusion, mental nervousness, waking often suddenly from sleep for no reason, and decreased sexual activity. Any loss of La energy can also put someone's lifespan in danger, as our vital and life energies are affected as well. Why does it scatter into the 10 directions? This all comes from ancient Tibetan cosmology. The directions correspond to the elemental fields and spiritual presences. When La disperses, it doesn't vanish, it moves into the surrounding elemental space. This is why the ritual retrieves it from all 10 directions. And why do the dakinis retrieve it? This comes from the tantric layer of the practice. The dakinis represent the 5 elemental activities of awakened energy. They restore harmony by gathering the scattered life force. The 4 outer dakinis represent the 4 enlightened activities: pacifying, magnetizing or controlling, increasing and destroying, especially obstacles. The central dakini space integrates everything. During the ritual, they send their energy and activity into the 10 directions and draw the life force back. And through their power, they're able to overcome the obstacle of distance. So it can come back from a long way. So this practice for hooking back the life force is part of the Yuthok Nyingthig long life empowerment that vanquishes the Lord of Death. This is a unique practice to call back the wandering La, the life force, the Tseg, the lifespan, and the Tsog, the vital force. It can be performed for others or self, and we're utilizing the Datar, the long life arrow, with its 5 colored ribbons, blue, white, yellow, red, and green, representing the 5 elements of space, water, earth, fire, and wind. And we move into the practice and we will visualize ourselves as long life, Hayagriva, and Vajravahari in union. Then we call upon the 4 dakinis and their special activities: pacifying, increasing, controlling, and destroying. And using this, we hook back the lost life force from the 10 directions: the sky above, earth beneath, and the 4 cardinal and intercardinal directions. And the result is restored physical and energetic health and vitality, prolonged lifespan, and increased clarity and happiness in the mind. All good things. So as we come to look on the deity of Hayagriva in union with Vajrahari, if you've had the appropriate initiations, you can, of course, visualize yourself as the deity. Otherwise, you can simply visualize the deity in front of you, above your head, or if visualization is difficult for you because everybody is different, you can simply gaze at the image as we work through the first part of the practice. And then the second part of the practice, when we work with the dakinis, you'll be able to see a different image for each dakini as we go through the process. Just before we start on that, I meant to say at the start, there are other ways that you can help protect your La energy, at other times of the month. One is to wear or carry a piece of turquoise. See that there? This is a piece of old turquoise. If you have some turquoise jewelry, you can wear that. You can keep a piece in your pocket or your bra. Also, you can put some red string around your ring fingers, like this, both hands, and the equivalent toes. And these are some of the channels that the La escapes the body. Around the toes is particularly beneficial if you suffer from bad dreams. Bad dreams can be a sign that our La is decreased. So some red string, it can be anything. I often buy crochet cotton from Spotlight or somewhere like that. If wearing red string on your fingers is going to cause problems for you socially or at work, just do your toes. So to begin, we're going to take refuge. You see here, Yuthok Yonsen Gompo. And for this practice, we take refuge in Yuthok. This practice is from the Yuthok Nyingthig, the spiritual tradition that he created to put with Tibetan medicine. And it is said in one of the prayers, when we pray to Yuthok, we pray to all the Buddhas. So we pray now to Yuthok. And do this twice in Tibetan and once in English. Namo, Rik du Deshek Doji Chan Chok Tu Kon Chok Sung Jino, Dakshin Chan Chok Natopa Ninye Niwa Chop Suchi. Rik du Deshek Doji Chan Chok Tu Kon Chok Sung Jino, Dakshin Chan Chok Natopa Ninye Niwa Chop Suchi. You who are the union of all Sugatas and Vajradhara, essence of the 3 jewels in the 10 directions and 3 times. Until I and all others achieve enlightenment, from my inner heart I take refuge in you. And again from Housing Bodhicitta. Sunji churang sukchi chunam la jangjuk baru dani chap suchi. Dadi jin sokji pe sunam ki dwala panchi sanji drukpa shok. Sanji churang sukchi chunam la jangjuk baru dani chap suchi. Dadi jin sokji pe sunam ki dwala panchi sanji drukpa shok. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, until enlightenment I take refuge in you. Through my merit of generosity and so on, may I attain Buddhahood for the good of all sentient beings. Now we will go into the hooking back of the lifespan and of the life force. And the La hooking comes later with the dakinis. So this is the image I spoke of before. You can focus on this or visualize yourself as these deities. You don't have to read the mantra. I get to do that. You can focus on the syllable hui as well, because that's what's empowering the deities here to do this. And then we'll be reading through what's going on with them to restore these energies. And again, we'll start with the arrow. But just for the moment, focus on Hayagriva and Vajrahari and the syllable nui. Mahong ben the Mahaguru Savaguna City Hong, Umahong Swaha, Lam Man Pam Tam Hama Haring, Sita Shita Shing Shing Sava City Samaya, Tahum Bam Ho, Banza Ayu Yeshi Hong Bunita, Umahong ben the Mahaguru Savaguna City Hong, Umahong Sava, Lam Man Pam Tam. Khima Haring Nitati, Shing Shing Sava City Samaya, Bam Ho, Banza Ayu Yeshi Hong Bunita. Ahong bin Mahaguru Savakuna City Hum Ahong Savamum Lam Pam Rima Harinitsa Sing Shing Sava City Samayata Hum Bam Hum Benza A Yushe Hum Brum Nitsa Ahong Benza Mahaguru Savakuna City Hum Ahong Kum Savamum Lam Pam Rima Harinitsa Sing Shing Sava City Samayata Hum Bam Hum Benza Ayu Yeshi Hum Brum Nitsa Hum Benza Mahaguru Savaguna City Hum Hum Sava Mum Lam Man Pam Tam Prima Harinitsa Shita Shing Shing Sava City Samaya Zahum Bam Hum Benza Ayu She Hum Brum Nitsa Hum Benza Mahaguru Savaguna City Hum Hum Sava Mum Lam Pam Tam Prima Harinitsa Shing Shing Sava City Samaya Zahum Bam Hum Benza Ayu She Hum Brum Nitsa Hum Benza Mahaguru Savaguna City Hum Hum Sava Mam Lam Pam Tam Prima Harinitsa Shita Shing Shing Sava City Samaya Zahum Bam Hum Benza Ayu She Hum Brum Nitsa. So now visualizing yourself as the deities, or if that's difficult, you can just gaze at the image. And remember, when I say sponsor, that's when you put in your own name and the name or names of people that you are adding to the practice. So having imagined that from the hearts of the assemblies of deities, supreme emanated messages of indefinite color ornamented in silks and jewels, holding lifespan hooking hooks, longevity vases, and arrows tied with silk ribbons pervade everywhere, in every cardinal and intercardinal direction, above and below innumerably. Having perceived that the collected lifespans of the 3,000-fold world system, without exception, the three realms and three levels of existence, of the threefold worldly gods, demons, and humans, and especially one's own life force and lifespan wandering about, have all been hooked back by the means of the syllable nui. Imagine that they dissolve back into you and you obtain the city of deathlessness. The Hum, which is the condensed glory of the supreme speech of the conqueror Buddhas of the three times, the principal magnetizing activities of Father Hayagriva and Mother Vajrahari in ecstatic union, the emanations, secondary emanations, and their retinues, having come forth at this time, perform the activities of hooking back the life force, the La, and lifespan, say, from the sky above and the earth underneath. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the gods and demons who cut the vital life force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of the sponsor. Hook back now my wandering life force and lifespan. So just sit with that for a minute as that energy returns to you, the life force and your lifespan. So now we're calling on the four dakinis and their special activities, pacifying all obstacles, increasing energy and life force, controlling negative energies, and destroying the negative forces and obstacles. As we hook back the La from the 10 directions, sky above, the earth below, the four cardinal points, and the four intercardinal points, with the result of restored and rejuvenated energy, health and vitality, prolonged lifespan, increased mental clarity, and happiness. The fifth Dakini space is in the center, and she brings back the La from above and below. And it's good to really try and generate faith and belief that there are innumerable dakinis just waiting to help us as we go through this. So now we're going to look at our first one, the beautiful Vajra Dakini. Her color is white, the element is water, her activity is pacifying, and for her we're going to need to face east and southeast. Now if you need to turn away from the screen, just spend a moment looking at her so that you can hold that image. She's very beautiful. She pacifies all the obstacles that arise around you, stealing your la. She calls back all lost la, even lost from the past. Visualize the energy returning to your heart, your head, or just filling your whole body. Dojikandro Jaku Buntin Tirilite Tu Payang Chu Che Ko Che Tuk Dam Shoshi Dulabab Shadang Shala Chuk Nitse Kukchik Shidak Duki Punya Dundulok Sukchu Ladri Gongwood Silpako Uklin Shime Sukla Pamacho Mapacho Yondak Latse Kyampo Da Tanuk. The Vajradakini, who holds the iron hook and the dark blue vase, having come forth at this time, along with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all their retinues who conduct pacifying actions, fulfill your pledges, hook back the lifespan from the eastern and southeastern directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the worldly gods and demons who cut the vital life force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of the sponsor. And just sit with her for a moment and feel this La coming back to you. To the pacifying action of this Dakini. Pacifying all negative actions, all negative energies. The power of water is really very strong. Imagine all of these things simply being washed away at the same time as your energy is being returned. Now we move on to our next beautiful dakini. And this is the jewel dakini. Her color is yellow and her element is earth, and her power, her action is increasing. So for her, we're needing to face south, southwest. If you're needing to look away from the screen, have a look now so that you can keep the visualization with you. The activity is increasing. Energy, life force, wisdom, all returning to you in the form of golden light coming from nature. The earth, the plants, trees, rocks, spirits, even from beyond earth, from the stars. See yourself surrounded by gold lakinis as they hook back your la, happiness, joy, and energy. Linshinkandro, Chakyu Sebumsin, Yipele Zetrul Payang Trul Cheko Cheduktam, Zelze Dulurabap, Rodang Lonuk Chuknet Chek, Chitak Duki Punya Dululok, Sokcho Ladre Go Zilbako, Uklin Shemi Zoksa Mapacho. A jewel Dakini who holds the iron hook and golden bars. Having come forth at this time, along with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all their retinues who conduct increasing actions, fulfill your pledges. Hook back the lifespan from the southern and southern-western directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the worldly gods and demons who cut the vital life force. But the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath, and hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of the sponsor. So let's sit for a moment, really feeling this golden jewel-like energy returning to you, surrounding you, filling you. Now our next dakini, our beautiful red dakini, the lotus dakini. Needing to move around now to the west, northwest direction, if you can, and have a look at her before you turn if you're not going to be able to see your screen. Her color is red and her element is fire. And her activity is controlling, but also very strong. Especially negative energy. She's controlling negative energy. She hooks back energy, lifespan, joy, fortune, control of your life. So often we feel out of control of our lives, and that's a sign usually that our life is depleted. From the mountains, from plants, from water, and beyond, from the sun, the moon, the stars. She brings back La lost when you were in the womb, from your birth, your early childhood, and all the stages of your life where you have lost La. It returns to the 5 chakras: head, heart, throat, navel, and base. Pimakandro, Chakyu Zangunzin, Manjilete Trupa Yungtru Chochitu, Damjelje Dulambap, Nuptan Nupchang Chuknitse Chukchik, Chidak Duki Punya Dudulok, Sokchula Dregor Silpako, Yuklin Shime Tsoksa So Mapokcho, Yondak Latse Kyampu Ta Kuk. A lotus dakini who holds the iron hook and the copper vase. Having come forth at this time, along with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all their retinues who conduct controlling actions, fulfill your pledges. Look back the lifespan from the western and northwestern directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the worldly gods and demons who cut the vital life force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Look back now the wandering life force and lifespan of this sponsor. And let's sit with our beautiful red dakini for a few moments. Calling back all that lie you've lost over so many years. Across all time and space, across all directions. Okay. Now our action dakini. She's green, turquoise coloured. Her element is wind, and her action, her activity is destroying. And we need to face into the north, northeast for her. Have a look at her before you turn around if you need to move away from your screen. A beautiful green dakini. She is the karma dakini and very powerful, even wrathful, as she destroys the negative forces that have stolen your energy. Everything can be restored to you through her power. La lost through trauma and terrible events, stolen happiness, fear, sorrow, all these past experiences, she can return the La that they took from you. If you listen, you can hear the wind as she goes to work. Kandrachak, Gyu Bungzin, Dropo Lete Trul Payeng Trul, Chiko Techuk Zamdel Se Dulabab. Yangdang Yangsha Chukne Se Kuchik, Chidak Duki Punya Dundulok, Sukchola de Guwitzel Pako, Uklin Shime Tsukza Matpochu, Yondak Latse Kyapo, Tata Kukche Tse Kukche. Oh, action dakini who holds the iron hook and the turquoise vase. Having come forth at this time, along with your emanations, secondary emanations, and all the retinues who conduct wrathful actions, fulfill your pledges. Look back the lifespan from the north and northeastern directions. Crush into dust the demonic emissaries of the Lord of Death. Chop into pieces the heads of the devas and demons who cut the vital force. Cut the red life channels of the executioner spirits who take away the breath. Hook back now the wandering life force and lifespan of the sponsor. And let's sit with this beautiful, powerful Dakini, our action Dakini. Destroying everything that has stolen the La from you. And taking it away with the strength of the wind. And now you can return to your starting place. And we sit and feel all of these dakinis around us. They want to help us in those countless dakinis, restoring your La through all of these activities, restoring these elements within you, and bringing it all back. And then, because we have them all gathered here helping us, it's a good opportunity to say the 5 Dakini mantra. We can see them all now with space included in the middle. So we'll say a full mala of this one, the Bam Hari Nissa. This is the mantra of the 5 Dakini. So it's a good one to say when you want to invoke the Dakini power, which really should be every day. Bam Hari Nissa, 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 Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, 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 Bam Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, 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 Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa, Bam Hari Nissa. Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa. Bamhani Nisa, 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 Bamhani Nisa. Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa, Bamhani Nisa. Now we say our prayer to Yuthok, to the secret union of all Buddhas of the three times. I pray from the depths of my heart and bones, bless me through your body, speech, and mind. Grant me the supreme and common cities. We make our dedication. Gewali nadita kaminja Yuthok chuchene, joa kipya manupa dehi salako pashok. By the merit may we quickly achieve the state of Yuthok, the king of medicine, and through this may all beings be placed on this level. And then to save our practice, we're going to seal it with the mantra of interdependence. Amyadama hitutrabawa hitantishan atagato, ayawadi tishan sayoniroda, eva mandima shamana soha. Amyadama hitutrabawa hitantishan atagato, ayawadi tishan sayoniroda, eva mandima shamana soha. Omyadama hitantrabawa hitantishan atagato, ayawadi tishan sayoniroda, eva mandima shamana soha. And there we are. So your luck can keep returning to you over a couple of days. You might find you have really interesting dreams. So don't be surprised if you feel that returning over a period of time. If anyone has any questions or reflections they'd like to share, please feel free.
Thank you. It's wonderful.
Oh, you're very welcome, Owen.
Got in late, I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. There were a few people having tech issues tonight.
Yeah, seems that way.
It's the eclipse.
I'm glad it
Must be.
wasn't just me.
No, we can blame everything on the eclipse for about another 24 hours, I think.
It was very powerful tonight. Very good. Thank you.
You're welcome. So we've got Medicine Buddha coming up later next week. If anyone would like to join,
I'll be there if I can get in.
And there'll be one more La this year later on, probably in November sometime. And in the next week or so, I'll release the dates for the Nunda retreat, which I offer every year online. So that'll go out on social media and in the newsletters if that's something you're interested in participating in. It's worth doing. Nunda, it's very special. And in this tradition, it's a complete Nunda in 7 days. So that's a really extraordinary thing to be able to accomplish.
I was also speaking to somebody the other day, and they were asking about your mantra healing. And I said, as far as I knew, there wasn't one coming up, but I would ask you when the next one was.
No, I thought I might do another one before the end of the year. Yeah, I wasn't sure with starting the new job how much energy I would have. But it is coming back, so we probably will.
Or does it have to be in? It has to be in-house, or can it be on Zoom?
No, I did the last one on Zoom. That's fine.
Excellent.
I probably will break it up and do it a little bit differently. We did it over a weekend last time, 2 days, and it was a lot. It's a lot to take in. There's a lot of mantras to go through, so I'll probably break it up into 4 sessions, but I haven't quite worked out what that will look like yet. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. I feel very relaxed now. I hope you do too.
Well done.
All right. Well, thank you all for bringing your lovely energy and being here. And hopefully this will be up on the YouTube channel the next day or two if you want to revisit it. In the meantime, stay well, stay happy, and I hope to see you again very soon.
Thanks, Karen.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.